Coach Massi here from Massi Machado Strength and Conditioning, M2 Speed, Strength and Performance, and this is another episode of Move Your Feet. And we had just finished up answering a viewer email about progressing some jump mechanics that we had addressed in an earlier episode. So Coach Matt and I just sort of went through that, and that will be the episode previous to this, obviously. But you know, Coach Matt said to me, "Hey Dad, why don't we just throw some of the other progressions we put in, or some of the other movements we put in, so at least the viewers can play with this stuff back to back before we start progressing a little bit more into our jump mechanics protocols." Our jump mechanics protocols and jumping protocols are vast anyway, but we'd like to give you as much as we can until we can get you guys back out live and in person and do a seminar about jumping, about speed, about agility, about power, about strength, about the business that we are all in also, and how the industry has changed. So I'm really excited to get with you guys at some point in time. So for today, I'm going to bring Coach Matt in right off the bat. So since you suggested we give away some of the farm, I brought in 3 bars for you, and I'm not telling you what's going on. And if you people think I'm kidding, I don't really ever tell Coach Matt what's going on, because I feel if we rehearse it and rehearse it and rehearse it, although Matt's a great athlete, it doesn't make for, you know, real good live TV, and quite honestly, it's quite comical at times. So we're just going to take a look at some of the movements that we do, and now we really start to address the concept of proprioception and kinesthetic awareness. So proprioception in the sense how your body's moving through space, utilizing those little proprioceptors on your skin. Kinesthetic awareness in the sense like, you know, how you're aware of your limbs and your extremities relative to the rest of your body and extremities. So first thing we're going to do is so simple. You guys know what a squat jump is versus a counter movement jump. So we're going to go with the bilateral squat jump. And yeah, I say bilateral because you can also do a single leg squat jump. But Matt, let's go grab the Tsunami bar, SG50. There we go. And this one's kind of light for Matt at 15 per side. So we're back at our little hub over here. We have our markers on the floor. So Matt knows that he's probably going to set his feet up a little wider than that for jumps. And I hope you guys can get a little bit of a perspective. Now, here's where we've unfortunately removed the extension of the arms, but that's okay. What we're going to get here is we're going to get quality set up in the mechanics, and we're going to start looking at some height, and then when we progress it away from a squat jump to a counter movement jump, we're going to actually start playing with ground reaction forces and kind of trying to get time, the ground contact time. So if Matt does a squat jump, it's always jump, reset. Jump, reset. So Matt, just show him a regular old squat jump. Jump. Okay, let's slow it down. Let's make it a true squat jump. Ready? Jump. 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 And rest. Okay. I like to call that. Matt knows to call that. In our room, we call the squat jumps. We don't like to just tell people, you know, do 8 squat jumps at this load over this amount of time. If it's over an amount of time, it's actually going to become a counter movement jump, because then you're actually in a race. Now, counter movement's going to be bang, 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 bang. So, Matty, good posture, good chest, good takeoffs, good landing, and let's go. Quick. Try to get a little height, too. Quick. And rest. Okay? So that's what that looks like. Not rocket science. So you guys are great coaches. Don't put that down yet, Matt. You guys are great coaches. So what I'm going to tell you can do is, Perform Better has a mat that they sell that can measure ground contact time. If you guys aren't in the position to purchase that mat, that's fine. But you do have a stopwatch on your phone. You have regular stopwatches. And what we like to start doing is we like to start building metrics based on ground contact time. So if Matt gets down and I tell him, give me some counter movement jumps. Oh, this stuff's all in the way. Give me some counter movement jumps. Okay. I'm going to get down here. So from the time his feet leave the ground to the time his feet touch the ground again, I'm going to try to call out some numbers. So give it a jump back. 0.25. 0.25, and hold, rest, okay? So we're going to find out just how long, not his hang time, but if you formulate that, what his ground contact time starts to look like. You can take it off and rest. Put that one down. For the compass jumps, we normally like to start a little lighter to have people sort of respect the movement itself, because it's sort of like when you first begin to drive a car. I don't think you really understand the respect the vehicle requires. So on the compass jumps, I tell Matt, it's simple, man. Backload it. You're going to make sure he's got a little further to the trap. You're going to bring his hands in, because this bar you want to get as squirrely as you can get. And you're just going to tell him, forward, back, side to side. Forward, back, side to side. That's going to be the progression. They're smaller jumps. Go. And rest. As you can see, the base starts to narrow. If there's recovery, that's good. That's the, listen, if somebody can do that, Matt, get that other bar. Let's do it with that other bar. If somebody can conduct that movement and they can keep a consistent base, then cool. Eventually, people will get there. If not, as long as you see, if the base narrows and they immediately correct on the next movement, then we're happy people. Go ahead, man. Forward, back. Good. Okay, now rest. Now let's try to put more of a deeper set with a little more height, which means Matt's going to have a little slower time, right? He's going to be in ground contact a little more height, a little lower tempo. Ready? And go. Good. Here we go. Perfect. You can put that down. So you can do that either squat jump mechanism, counter movement jump mechanism. Entirely up to you. Entirely up to what protocol or progression you're trying to build and what efficacy you're trying to get from the entire session that you're running your people through. So probably the last, and I think the most important one, we call it force jumps. And I'm actually going to touch the bar too, because I want you to see what it's more so with a super practicing athlete as opposed to, you know, a pseudo old dude like me. So I like to grab this bar, and the reason we call it force jumps, honestly, is we're playing with ground reaction forces. We're stepping back the flexion at the knee, and we're working on that lower kinetic drive, basically from the knee down. And we really called it force jumps because I would say, force the bar down, force the bar down. And that's exactly what we do on this movement. We take this bar, and you have your athlete or client set up tall, and you tell them, force the bar down to where you see that bar move. You want to see action. If you say force the bar down and you just see this, that's no good. You want to start them tall and say, force the bar down. So I have my lats engaged, and all we're going to start doing is force jumping. And I hope I'm not going to veer left or right. And let me tell you something. This beats the crap out of you, but you're getting good, quick ground reaction forces to help you through the movement. Matt, let's give it another shot. So, force the bar down. I need more action than that. Force it down. There we go. Now, start the force jump. There we go. Now you start. Get up. Height. Height. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And rest. Listen, that's a simple little episode. Coach Matt wanted to tack it on, so you get to get beat up. He's walking off camera like, what the heck just happened? But please, if you have any questions about this entire thing, shoot me an email. Our email's right at the end of every one of our videos, and we hope you learned something today. Please, tell us what you think about the episodes. Tell us what you might want more of. Send your questions in. We're always happy to help. So until next time, this is Coach Massi from Massi Machado Strength and Conditioning. M2 Speed, Strength, and Performance. Greatness is forged, not fabricated. That's your day.